What it is, what it do, I'm A1, this is Destiny, and in this video, I'm going to show you a few different ways on how you can find people to raid with. And not only does this work with finding people to raid with, but it also works when you're trying to find people to do weekly nightfalls with, or do weekly heroics with. Now I'm sure most of you already know or either tried to jump from tower to tower looking for random people, spamming invites. And in my personal experience, that does work. Sometimes it'll take you around 5-10 minutes to find the people, but other times it can take you around an hour or so to find all the people that you need to do a raid with. So jumping from tower to tower does work, but sometimes it'll take you a long time in order to find all the people that you need in order to do the raid. So if you don't have a lot of friends that are playing Destiny, or if you're having trouble finding people in the tower, there's a couple other methods that you can use in order to find people to raid with. But before I show a couple of the different websites that are available, I wanted to quickly mention that you can feel free to use the comment section below. Just list your gamer tag or PSN, what console you play on, what kind of raid you're trying to do in terms of difficulty, and where you're starting at in the raid, because I know some people end up leaving the raid and they end up having to resume the raid at a later time. So feel free to use the comment section below. I know it's worked for other games in some of my other videos, so leave the necessary information in the comments. Now if you don't want to try the tower method, or you don't have a YouTube account, or you just don't feel like leaving your information in the comments below, there's a couple other ways you can find people to raid with. The first one is a website called Destiny LFG, which stands for Looking for Group.com, and I'll leave a link to this website in the description. Anyways, once you've clicked the website, all you have to do is put in the information under List My Guardian if you're trying to start your own group, or you can join someone else's group. All you have to do is choose the console that you play on, and you can also choose the region where you're from, so you can play with players that either speak the same language as you or get on the same time as you. You can also choose which activity that you're trying to do, so you can choose either raid on hard, raid on normal, weekly nightfall strike, or weekly heroic strike. And when it comes to the raids, you can also choose at which point you left off. So if you left off at the conflux or at the oracles, you can let other players know that that's where you're at by choosing that option. One of the great things about using this website is that you can find other players that are on right now on your console who are trying to do the same thing that you're trying to do. So you can look at other Guardians posts and try to join them, or you can click List My Guardian, put in your own information, and try to have players join you. And this isn't the only website that helps you find other players to raid with. There's also another website, which I'll put a link to in the description, that's very similar to the DestinyLFG.com website. All you have to do is click on the console that you're trying to play on, and then look for people that are doing the same thing as you. Or you can register with this website and create your own raid that other people can join. And again, make sure you put in the information as to where you're starting at in the raid, what difficulty the raid is, or weekly, heroic, or nightfall. And you might want to put in your Guardian's information, like what type of Guardian you have, as well as what level that Guardian is. And another way to find people is to go over there on Reddit. You can search Destiny Raid and you'll see a fireteam subreddit. If you click on that, and I'll add a link to the fireteam subreddit in the description. And if you click on that, you'll see a lot of posts from other people that are searching for other players just like you. And you'll also be able to filter by platform on this subreddit, which obviously makes it easier. So those are some of the different ways that you can find people to raid with. Again, you can jump from tower to tower, you can use the comments below, or you can check out the websites in the description. If there's any other method that I didn't mention that you think is useful, be sure to let us know in the comments, and if I think it's really useful, I'll add a link to it in the description as well. And one of the great things about using one of the methods that I mentioned is that it's an easy way to find friends, and once you get a certain amount of friends, it'll be a lot easier to find people to raid with. I think I got around 15 to 20 friends that play Destiny, and I hardly ever have to waste a lot of time to find people to raid with. So use one of the methods in the video to find people to raid with, and if you enjoy playing with those people, go ahead and add them, and the more people that you add, the easier it'll be to find people to do raids with in the future. And the last thing I quickly wanted to mention before I go is that I just created a clan on Destiny called A1 Guardians. I'll put the link to it in the description. We only got like 2 members at the moment, but we do plan on recruiting some good players, and we are PlayStation only, PS3 and PS4. So if you're not in the clan and you're on PlayStation, feel free to join ours. The link to it will be in the description. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video or found it useful, don't forget to do what you do. I'm A1, thanks for watching.
Targets eliminated. Congratulations, Guardians. Nice work.